other screens to search for them and leave the meeting screen to do that. Maybe I don't know if anyone can help, if not you, to read it out and I can confirm.
And look, can you check the chat box? Let me send you the Court email address. I will share it on the screen for you. Just email it to this. Check the chat box.
I should
Mrs.
email.
Ekeng,
yes, please.
Can you just type your email address into the chat box? The court registrar is about to help us, so that it will be emailed to you. Okay, she has done that. Once you get it, just share it on the screen. Yeah, that's what the registrar just said. Yes, for Tyson.
Ms. Ekeng.
Yes, please.
Moving on.
It has been sent. It's sent now. You can check on the chat box. The email address is there on the chat box.
Yes, I've sent the email address.
My Lord, mic is muted, my Lord. My Lord, mic is muted.
Mr. Salome, this thing was discharged. I think it's not charged. Can't get my battery. And an extension wire to connect it.
Check the chat box.
Okay, so have you sent it to Fatai?
Yes, please.
Can you just type your email address into the chat box?
The email address is there. Abuja. The email address is there. Abuja Costlist at nicmportal.ng.
So that it will be emailed to you. Okay, she has done that. Mrs. Ekeng, did you understand the description of the court registrar? Can you just send an email?
Can you be showing her the documents?
Abuja course list
read it out. It will be faster.
At ncinportal.ng, so that it can now be shared with you to share on the screen. Do you understand that, ma'am?
Do I need to send an email to that address?
Yes, please do that, so that the reply can now be sent to you with the documents the lawyer is asking you questions of.
My Lord, mic is muted, my Lord, mic is muted.
Fatai, what are you saying? Fatai.
I think he has left.
Hello, my Lord. Hello, my Lord, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Yes, Fatai. What do you want me to do? I think she has sent her email.
No, my Lord. I'm just saying that my Lord mic was muted before, my Lord.
Okay, I've unmuted. Okay, Chief Amajude, I think it's faster for you to read it out. Let's do what we can to make this thing move.
At court, please. Ms. Ekeng, your letter of employment, which you tendered as a letter of employment, and you have just denied that it's no longer your letter of employment, read to us. From Deep View Letterhead to you, offer of employment. We are pleased to inform you that you have been offered employment as move analyst for the Mobil Producing Nigeria Unlimited projects in our company. This offer is effective from the 28th day of May 2008. Congratulations, and we wish you the very best. Yours sincerely, for Deep Drip Oil Field Services Limited, Francis N. Isibo. That's your letter of employment, offering you the position for move analyst. Am I correct?
Yes, I confirm that letter.
Thank you.
I also confirm. Where did you read from?
The offer letter of 30th May 2008.
Exhibit C5, my lord.
Exhibit C5. She has confirmed as Exhibit C5 to be her
Military.
employment letter.
I've not said that. All right, go ahead.
Okay, ma'am. Ms. Ekeng,
Yes, please.
I'll be correct to say all the payment advice you tendered in this suit were all issued by the second defendant, which is Deep Drill.
Deep Drill issued pay slips on behalf of Mobile to me. After Mobile confirmed all my timesheets, Mobile had to confirm my timesheets before Deep Drill acted. Deep Drill acted to me on behalf of Mobile. There was an offer letter that was sent to me on May 19th by Ms. Bonita, and this was where I was then referred to.
Mrs. Ekeng, can you please take it slowly?
Okay.
So, because the court is writing.
I asked a simple question. A simple question. So please, when I ask a question, you answer the question.
She said they acted on behalf of Mobile.
Yes,
my question
yes, my lord.
All the
That's the question I have.
Advice.
I am correct to say that all the payment advice you tendered were issued by second defendant. And she said they acted on behalf of Mobile.
That's for her to go.
And I also said that after any pay advice was released, after Mobile had confirmed my days of work.
Thank you. You said in your paragraph 8 of your witness deposition that the staff of the first defendant, one Mrs. Ikechi, conducted your interview. You don't have any evidence in this court to show that.
My discussions and my interviews with Mrs. Nkechi were all around.
Please.
I had
don't have any evidence before this court to show that you were interviewed by the said Mrs. Nkechi. Also, you don't have any evidence that Mrs. Nkechi is a staff of the first defendant. You don't have anything before the court to show that Mrs. Nkechi you referred to is a staff of the first defendant.
I have my written oath, my written document, and I have my verbal confirmation. Mrs. Nkechi Onodide was a staff of ExxonMobil, of Mobile Producers Nigeria,
my lord, if counsel will allow witness to answer. My lord, if counsel will allow...
Let me hear your answer. He asked if you have it before the court.
Counsel is not allowing witness to answer. The witness is answering. If you are not satisfied, you can ask again. But you ask a question, and answer should come. You are the one answering the question. You are the one overriding the answer.
Let's proceed.
Let's listen to her answer, please.
If counsel wants to enter the witness box, you can enter to give evidence.
No, you don't need to be rude, counsel. You have asked the question, the witness was answering, and you were speaking over her. That's my point. You allow her to answer the question. You don't have to be satisfied.
No, Chief Adeti, we're here to make sure the claimant witness is fine. So, Mr. Ekong,
yes,
you had his question, whether you have anything before the court as evidence that Mrs. Nkechi interviewed you and that she's a staff of the first defendant.
At the moment, I do not have the evidence. My discussions with Mrs. Onojide were via text message and my visit to Mobile House to have an interview with her. And those messages that long gone since 2018. Since 2008, my apologies.
Mrs. Ekeng.
Yes, please.
You claim to be a graduate from University of Lagos and University of Hull from United Kingdom. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct.
It means you can read and understand documents.
Yes, that's correct.
Now, from 2008, when you were employed, till 2015, when you said your employment was terminated, you never wrote the first, second, or third defendant to complain that you don't understand the terms of employment. Yes or no?
My understanding of the term of the employment,
No,
the terms of employment, was that Mobile employed me and moved me over to the deep drill. That was my understanding. I don't know why I need to write to say I don't understand my terms of employment when I indeed understood my terms of employment, that I was employed by Mobile and Deep Drill was handling the terms of that employment.
So you were employed by Deep Drill, by Mobile, and Deep Drill was doing what?
Deep Drill was a contractor that was handling the terms of handling the go between me and ExxonMobil. I was working at Mobile House and working for Nkechi Onojide, and Nkechi Onojide would confirm whether I was working and let Deep Drill know. Every communication was between me and Nkechi Onojide, and then Deep Drill came as a third party. Deep Drill was not my employer. Deep Drill was a third party that I got to know of after I had even started working in Mobile House.
My question to you is this. From 2008, when you were employed, in 2015, when you said your employment was terminated, did you ever write to the first, second defendant or defendant that you don't understand the nature of your employment?
Has answered. I have an answer. Unless if you don't want her to answer in a particular way.
If I'm here, the court record.
Your question, did you ever write to the defendant to complain that you do not understand your terms of employment? Her answer, I understood my terms of employment, that I was employed by Mobile and Deep Drill was handling the terms of employment between me and ExxonMobil. Deep Drill was not my employer. I got to know Deep Drill after I had started working for Mobile. That's what I have.
As a cop, please.
Yes.
I'm coming, Milo. I'm not going to take on purpose now. Can you read paragraph 11 of your statement of complaint, your statement on oath?
If you're using a laptop, you can minimize your Zoom and read what you want if you have it.
Okay, I have that. I opened it on my phone so I can read. You said paragraph 11.
Read paragraph 12. Read it out to the court hearing.
That will be on page 33 of your bundle now.
Yes. Number 12. Okay. At the time, I did not understand what the first defendant meant and thus. Is that
Yes, go on.
Read it, go on.
Okay. I never at any time communicated my choice of any of the first defendant's contractors to the first defendant. However, I approached my supervisor, Mrs. Nkechi Onojide, for clarification, but was told that the second defendant had been engaged by the first defendant to act as my representative. The said Mrs. Nkechi Onojide also told me that the said representative, the second defendant, will issue contract of employment to me on behalf of the first defendant. I was directed to provide representative of the second defendant with my credentials, which I did.
Thank you. Can you read paragraph 13, the following paragraph?
Paragraph what, 13?
13.
Okay.
So she just read paragraph 12.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was not, do I need to read it slowly, please?
No,
Yes.
just read it through.
I just read it normal. Okay, okay. I was
Just
not.
read it. I'm not writing it.
Okay, okay. I was not aware of any of the first defendant's processes. I was relying entirely on the international status of the first defendant. Therefore, I did not suspect anything sinister. I rightly threw out that.
So,
I rightly thought that the said strangers to my contract were agents of the first defendant and therefore executed the backdated offer letter issued by the second defendant on behalf of the first defendant. However, I later came to realize that the first defendant engages in some phony triangular employment scheme, which it adopted for my employment, produced and shown to me, marked Exhibit 05, is the second defendant's backdated letter dated May 30, 2008, and the attached contract I executed. Wait, this is a pretty long paragraph. You want me to read the whole paragraph?
You're almost done.
Okay. Produced as shown to me, marked Exhibit 0.5, is the second defendant's backdated letter dated May 30, 2008, and the attached contract I executed on June 24, 2008. Okay, that's the end. Sorry, I didn't see 14 there.
The question to you, have you seen the contract or any contract between the first and second defendant? If you have any, can you show it to the court?
A contract between the first and second defendant would not be my business. I don't think I'm going to see any contract between those two. They had a relationship before I even came on the scene, and that has nothing to do with.
Thank you. You have answered rightly. Now, the only time you wrote the first defendant was after your employment was terminated by the second defendant. In all of this, from your employment down to your termination, the only time you wrote the first defendant was after your employment was terminated by the second defendant. Yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. In all your allegations of your short payment of salaries, you never complained to the first defendant. If you have, let me show it to the court, your letter of complaint.
There was no need for me to complain to the first defendant because I understood that the second defendant was acting on behalf of the first defendant in relating with everything that had to do with my employment. I understood that after I asked Nkechi Onojide at the beginning, and she said, this is the contractor you're going to be working with on, and this contractor works with us. Everything that has to do with your employment, they handle it. If I had a problem, discuss with them, and then whatever we submit to them is what they will work with. So I think that point has been made clear. If I had any questions, I was referred to the second defendant to liaise as usual with the first defendant, who had all the proof of everything I did. The second defendant will never act unless the first defendant let them know. So this was why the way the job was,
you answered the question.
For me to relate with the second defendant. Excuse me?
So we're running against time. You've answered the question. You also do not have any letter of complaint about your shortfall of salary written to the second or third defendant. If you have, show it to the court.
The first complaint was supposed to be on what? General?
The first question was letter written to the first defendant.
Never written any letter of complaint at all.
Any letter of complaint to the first defendant.
Okay. Now this second one.
Second and third defendant, you never wrote to them during the term of your employment letter of complaint about shortfall of your salaries.
So the second and third?
The second and third. If you have, please show to the court. It's a yes or no. You have explained yourself. And I'm asking you, the second and third defendant, you have been relating with. I'm not saying that you don't have any letter of complaint written to them during the pendency of your contract with them, complaining of shortfall of your salaries. If you have, kindly show the court.
Yes, I had mails that I had been. There's an email, and there are emails that I had discussed with the second defendant on shortfalls of salary or any issues I had concerning salary or allowances.
Have it before the court? Do you have it before the court? That is my question.
Yes, I believe it's part of the documents that had been tendered. It had been tendered to the court.
I
have it as my list.
There's no document before the court stating your shortfall of salaries in all the exhibits before the court.
She has answered. She said she has tendered.
Go ahead. She can't start looking through. She has answered. The other one is for address.
Again, you say you are very well educated, schooled in Lagos, have your master's in economics from UK. Is that correct?
I didn't say so. That is your aversion that I'm well educated. But can you ask me your question? I don't think we need to establish my level of education. I think I already stated it there, whether I'm well educated or not. If you can just ask me your question, I will appreciate that.
It's all right. As an educated person, if your salaries are not paid as agreed, is it proper for you to protest to your employer?
Yes, it's proper to protest to your employer.
Thank you.
So whether it's proper to protest?
It's proper to protest. And she said yes. The first defendant has never at any time paid you salaries or allowances. Am I correct?
The first defendant has a contract and relationship with the second defendant. The first defendant pays me salary through the second defendant. I think we have a
question is this. Yeah. The question is this. The first defendant has never paid you your salaries or allowances. That's the question.
The first defendant has paid me salaries and allowances.
You have evidence of the
answer.
My Lord, if I may, this is with the court. This is my case. For examination, this is my witness.
So I shouldn't tell you to allow her answer.
That is not my law. I want to plead to my learned senior. Allow me conduct my case.
Mallet, I'm also writing the answers down. I can't get the answer because my learned friend continues to ask questions when the witness was speaking. I also have an entitlement to write down answers.
Yes, that's why I'm also, I also made that point. So let's just be patient. But counsel, let's not answer so that we can record the answer. If not, you won't have the answer yourself. Ms. Ekong, what was your answer?
My answer, my lord, was that the first defendant always paid my salaries through the second defendant. And I know this because the first defendant always had to confirm my work hours before the second defendant could take any action. I worked in the building of the first defendant and reported to staff that also worked with the first defendant. And they can confirm this.
Yes, Mr. Madden.
Yes, my lord. Mrs. Ekeng, you have alleged in your statement of oath in paragraph 13, 24, 23, 24, and 25 that your salaries were increased by your employer. Do you have any document before the court indicating your increase in salary?
Yes, I do.
Can you show the court?
I believe it's in the document. It should be. I mean, I believe it's already been tendered to the court, and you should have a copy of that. Am I supposed to raise up? I have electronic copies. I'm wondering how I should show you that right now. I believe it's there.
Okay, I'll put it to you that there's no documents front-loaded by you as before the court that communicates increase of salary as you have alleged in paragraph 23, 24, and 25. Mrs. Ekeng.
Yes, please.
Exhibit C9 is another offer of employment dated February 12, 2015.
Yes.
Is that your letter of employment?
Exhibit C9.
Exhibit C9.
Can you say the
offer of employment dated February 12, 2015?
Yes, please.
Is that your letter? Confirm me that's your letter of employment.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Confirm me. Also, yes, another letter of employment, which is Exhibit C14, one dated February 16, 2016. Confirm if there's also your letter of engagement, letter of employment.
Yes, I confirm that.
SBC 14.
SBC 14.
Yes.
Attachment.
Yes, Mr. Major.
Yes, my lord. I'm almost rounding up, my lord. Exhibit C19 is the response to Exhibit C18, your letter demanding for terminal benefit, which was written to the first defendant. C19 is the response.
Okay.
This letter stated your employer and the first defendant asked that you channel your grievances to your rightful employer. Did you do that? It's a question of yes or no. Did you
I had
do that?
already channeled my grievance to my rightful employer.
Yes, that has been established. I'm not asking you.
You're asking if I channeled to
19,
another employer?
did you react or respond to the letter, or it was deemed admitted? It was no response from you.
I believe we're here in court because of my response to my employer.
That is correct, Mr. Eken. I'm asking you a simple question. Exhibit C19, was there any response to Exhibit C19? Did you react to the letter?
Do you have the question? Mr. Ekon? The question is that Exhibit C19 asked you to channel your complaint to the second defendant, who is your rightful employer. And the question is, did you comply with that letter?
To the second and third defendant.
Second and third.
Especially the third defendant. Yes, ma'am.
No, I did not.
Ms. Eken, you are in court today because of your employment-related issue.
Yes.
And you have brought your employers to the court. By the offer letter of employment tendered in court, you have been able to establish the second and third defendants being your employer. My question is this: do you have any documents of employment on the letterhead of the first defendant communicating to you that you have been employed or offer employment in their establishment? Do you have any offer letter of employment or privity of contract between you and the first defendant before the court?
The letter on May 19, 2008 is the letter that I have tendered from the first defendant, who is my employer, who was my employer.
Now listen to the question.
The question is this: do you have a letter of employment? You have identified series letters of employment here, from the letterhead addressing it to you and being sent off by the CEOs of the company. My question to you is this: do you have any letter of such from the first defendant to you before the court?
The letter that I had tendered from the first defendant is the email from Ms. Bonita on May 19, 2008.
Second,
and I believe it has the address of
She has answered.
Mobile Producing Nigeria on the letter.
One is matter of address. She understands your question and she has answered. She said it is the email of what date?
May 19, 2008.
The email of 19th May 2008. We can't go around and around.
Yeah.
She has answered.
Second, can you confirm to the court the email of 19/8 that you are referring to? Where did the email come from?
It came from a staff of Mobile Producing Nigeria called Mrs. Bonita Agbomeke.
Well, this is the last question.
How do you say so?
Bonita, Bonita. Bonita.
Bonita.
Yes.
Bonita who?
Agbomeke.
Now, the email came from a company, right?
The email came from Mobile Producing Nigeria, from Mrs. Bonita, staff of Mobile Producing Nigeria.
Email? It is Mobile Producing Nigeria or ExxonMobil?
ExxonMobil.
That is the question. It came from ExxonMobil.
Is the parent country of parent company.
Was that where the email came from?
My Lord, I can't hear the answer
sir.
of the witness.
What's the answer?
Email, where did it come from?
The email came, okay, so if I say Mobile Producing Nigeria is a child company of
That is not the
ExxonMobil.
question. The question is, you have referred to the email, which you have tendered.
Okay.
And I'm asking you, where did that email come from?
You asked, did the email come from ExxonMobil or from Mobile?
The email has
that's what I'm trying to explain, that they are one and the same, sir. So
the email came from where?
If you
No,
I don't have I think I don't have the correct question, because the question I have
is simple. I just want her to read out the email.
Okay, so the question is, read out the email.
Read out the email. Where that email come from?
What
Where did it come
exhibit
from?
is that?
Exhibit C3, Milo.
So the question now is, read out the email on Exhibit C3.
Yes.
Okay. You wanted to read the whole email or where it's
no,
coming
just
from?
we'll get the email.
That's the sender.
Sender, yes, Milo.
My Lord, if I may, sir. My Lord, the point of law, sir. It is settled, my Lord, that this document. Can I ask my question? Counsel, I have a right to speak.
Let her answer first.
My Lord, he has asked a witness to use oral evidence to confirm documentary evidence. I'm saying that's not the law. It is already in evidence.
No, he has asked the email to read out. He didn't say
confirm. Read out the email, not to confirm. Read out the email.
As a accomplice.
Okay.
You can't
so read out the sender's address.
Okay, would you like me to read out the sender's address, please? Is that what you want? The whole email? Okay. The sender's address, Bonita Agbomeke, contract administrator, LG A31MPN in brackets, which is Mobile Producing Nigeria.
No, that's not the address. Everybody has an email address. Mine is Vitalis Usagi at advicelog.com. Read that address.
You want the email address? Okay, her email address, bonita.o.agbomeke@exxonmobil.com.
Thank you.
Just let me read it out. Can you say it again, Bonita?
Bonita.
Bonita.
Bonita. Yes, Agbonmeke, which is AGBOMEKHE at exxonmobil.com.
Can you now read the body of the email?
The body of the email.
Yes.
Obonugwa, congratulations. May I kindly inform you that you have been selected for the position of Move Analyst with GREF, that's Global Real Estate Facilities Mobile House Capacity Enhancement Group. This is a contractual position, hence you need an agency contractor to represent you during your assignment with Mobile Producing Nigeria. Attached is a list of contractors to choose from. Kindly send an email to the undersigned as soon as you have made your choice. And then there's an attached file called mobilization, which is an Excel sheet.
Your last question, please.
That'll be all for the witness, my lord.
Any re-examination?
Yes, my lord, just one question. Mr. Second, are you still there?
Yes, sir. My apologies. I just had a little glitch.
Not a problem. I have one question for you for re-examination. Can you tell my noble lord the relationship between ExxonMobil and Mobile Producing Nigeria?
Lord will be objecting to that question.
It's very relevant. I have said Mobile, ExxonMobil, and that's the basis of your question. So I want the clarity.
Lord, there is no any contradiction or ambiguity that arose from that question that will need clarity.
Well, the ambiguity has to arise. It has to arise to the court. And I have seen the question ExxonMobil and Mobile. And I want to know the difference.
As a court, I'm grateful to the court.
So what did you ask?
My question, my lord, is for the witness to tell your lordship if there is any relationship between ExxonMobil and Mobile Producing Nigeria. Sorry. Mr. Second, did you hear my question?
Relationship between ExxonMobil and the defendant.
Yes. Yes. ExxonMobil is the parent company of a number of companies, of which Mobile Producing Unlimited Nigeria, Mobile Producing Nigeria is one of those companies. So it's a subsidiary. Mobile Producing Nigeria is a subsidiary of ExxonMobil.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
I don't know further re-examination question.
That's the only witness.
Yes, my lord, that's the plaintiff's only witness.
The witness is discharged.
I'm grateful. Mr. Second, the court just discharged you, but the next time the court sits, you also need to log on, please.
Okay, sir.
That's it for the time.
Well, that is the committed information.
What defense will be physical.
Yes, sir. Yes. My lord, since the defense will be physical, could we apply, sir, that an arrangement be made for the plaintiff to also log in by Zoom, sir.
To also be present.
Yes, so that she can follow the procedure, if it's possible, sir.
I don't know how we can do that. It means the defense witness will also have something to, so that she'll be listening. I don't know how we can do that.
Or as a copy. So I'll arrange with the registrar and counsel if that is possible, sir. If not, then we'll just go with the physical.
I know if it can be possible to be clumsy, and we don't do that all the time. Even this one is clumsy. But we do it because the witness testified
I'm grateful
online.
to the court for this.
Yes, so if any other witness is physical, we don't have need to just make it for her to observe.
As the court.
The arrangement is for her to give evidence.
As the court, we're grateful. Sir.
You want to go through that.